Welcome back. Mr. Bani joins us as we continue our focus on the political scene and developments therein within the People's Democratic Party. Morning, and thank you for coming today.
Morning.
Well, seeing all of this, I mean, of course, Nigerians had different shades of opinion about all of this, but bottom line is, yes, there's a crack, there's a split. They are attempting to mend that crack and that split. They always say it's a big umbrella, a big party, and see how they can manage this. But what's the implication of this for us all in terms of maybe when it's time to go out there and vote?
Well, it's very key that Nigerians, I tell you at this point in time, will be very, very happy with what is happening within PDP.
Wouldn't they be counting their chicken to do it very happy?
They may not. They may not, because we know what happened in the Southwest when PDP started the crisis, within. And they lost almost 5 states to the rival political party. And up to now, those factions have not come together. Remember the crisis in Ogun State, the crisis in Lagos State has, denied PDP the issue of governorship in Lagos, and almost all the other Ekiti State and other states. Remember that PDP were in total control. So when they begin to mention this issue that is a family affair, and they will reconcile it, it's a big umbrella, they will come together and all that. Go and see what is happening, even in Anambra State. And if care is not taken, PDP is losing Anambra. So it's very key.
With respect to this one,
yes,
this one is about the big one,
yes,
the #1 seat, and
that's right.
All of those who are involved in all of this have been linked with an ambition for 2015. So is this a different kettle of fish?
Well, we look at it from the perspective that this is the presidential. The key thing that is causing this disunity at this point in time is the issue of presidency. And the way and manner the chairman of the political party has been handling affairs, they see him as being overbearing, and of course with the connivance and support of the presidency.
But all their chairmen they've always seen their chairman have overbearing, the governors.
Yes, and at the end they always lose out. But this time around, the president refused to remove Babangida Tuko. Remember that 5 governors have been, shuttling all over this country, consulting, and even they consulted with Jonathan himself and said, look, what we find as a problem in our political party is this man you put in as the chairman of the political party. He's not doing you good. He's not really bringing all of us within the same umbrella and all that. So get him out of the entire system. It has happened several times. Several of them have been removed. There is no chairman of PDP that have been, that have actually, been retired peacefully. It's always removal. There's always one removal or the other. But this man, the president said no, because of 2015, his own political ambition. And he sees that this man is really a good material for his realization of his own political ambition. That's why he's not ready. And so what you saw in Abuja on Saturday was a deep-seated anger that has been there all this while, and it manifested and blew open, to everyone's eyes on that Saturday. They already had plan B, that if this thing does not work out, how did they get the venue?
Now those Nigerians who you say must be very happy about what's playing now,
yes,
do they also know that at the end of the day, these guys are politicians? Yes. It's all about their interests. Perhaps, not necessarily the interests of you and I.
Yeah, it is very key that Nigerians will key into this. It's very, very key, even though one is saying that Nigerians are happy. What is the role of Nigerians in all this? Because Nigerians must determine who rules them. They must also determine the mode of governance. They must also determine what they want. So these things that are playing out, there is a hand of God in all this. But Nigerians must all key in order to ensure that those changes we all require at this point in time, that it will come through them. There is no other person that will do. If they expect all these politicians to effect those changes, it's impossible. I am a citizen of this country, and I give you 3 examples where I see change coming and where Nigerians must all come together in order to effect these changes. Now, before 1999, our educational sector wasn't as bad. My son just gained admission into a private university, and I'm being asked to cough out 1.5 million naira per session. It does not include feeding. It does not include bed space. It does not include the books. It does not include the material, the cloth I'm going to buy. 1.5, and I must pay it at once. Now, the issue of the medical care, you find out that even before 1999, we still have some semblance of good medical facility in this country. But as I speak to you today, almost everyone that is somebody in this country goes abroad for medical treatment and checkup. Everyone goes up. Even private citizens now, those who are even working in companies where they are paid little or nothing, goes to UK or Germany for medical checkup. So it has bad. Now, the issue of light. As I speak to you today in my office, darkness from morning to night, in the same thing in my house. We traveled to Calabar for a conference of Nigerian Bar Association from my own state, Abia. to Calabar, the road so bad. My own road, Ikwane road, that federal government of this, of PDP have awarded 2 times billions of naira. That road is in the worst state. So what is it that we have gained in this particular democracy since 1999 up to date that PDP has been in power? So I'm saying, where is the role of the people? What are we seeing happening that we should not key in? And this change we all require will begin to affect it at this point in time. Because
most of the time when people align themselves and realign themselves with all of this political horse trading, negotiations or calculations, if you will, you ask yourself, do they quarrel about the standard of education in this way? Do they fight about the state of health? Do they fight about how this party or that party has developed education and I need to surpass him?
That's right.
All of these issues are usually not raised.
I agree with
it's
you.
Not a
because
point
you
of
had the last
for
man
them.
that has spoken on behalf of PDP. He's talking about those guys who are leaving PDP now or who are frustrated, are beneficiaries of the system. He was not talking about Nigerians have benefited from the, but they are beneficiaries. And because they are beneficiaries, they should come back. That the umbrella is still open for them.
It's
because
politics, that's what they do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why Nigerians now must also shine their eyes at this point in time and see these changes that are happening as the handiwork of God. We must key in. We must key in this thing because it's not about you. All those governors that left in order to form a parallel PDP is not about Nigeria. It's not about issue of giving service or giving good governance. It's not about you. It's about themselves. And it's very, very key that Nigerians watch keenly these things that is playing out in PDP and key in order for us to reclaim this country. Nigeria is totally lost.
Key in, what does that mean?
Yeah, there is a platform under which you can operate under our constitution because it doesn't recognize independent candidacy now. There are political parties coming up. Nigerians must not stay aloof and begin to lament and criticize. We must determine who rules us. I'm not saying that everyone must be in politics, that everyone must be a politician or must be a governor, but you must determine who becomes the local government chairman, who becomes the local government councillor, who becomes the governor of your state, who becomes the president of this country. That is where the role of the people comes in. You must also determine how you are being ruled. You don't stay aloof and begin to, lament and all that. You must set a parameter for governance. Nigerians are not doing that. And that is what other countries are doing. All of us want to go to America, go to this. The citizens are so active in their political life and they determine what happens, who governs them, how they are being governed, what they require from the government. But we don't do all that. Ours is lamentation. I'm saying that this is that are playing out. Nigerians now must begin now to key in. You may not be a political party member, but you must determine who becomes your local government councillor. You must determine who becomes your chair. And whosoever becomes, then you now set a parameter for governance that demand, this is what I want. Nigerians are so docile. And that is my fear. This is that are playing out is for us to key in and not, and begin to watch. We can't be keen watchers. We must be keen doers of what the political system
from what
that the things are presenting. Yes.
Because, everybody talks about change.
Yes.
Across the country, across the world, politics, they always want change. Anytime you go into vote, you're looking for change and all of those. So, do you think that we just might be carried away that we want change at all costs? It doesn't matter who comes in, just change. No, or are we changing with a purpose?
I agree completely with you with that beautiful question. Who we are going to use for the change is also key. Because if it's the same person, that probably has left PDP and now is in a different political party and who has the same skin, has the same blood, has the same mental orientation and all that, it will not affect the change required. So the people must say, that's what I'm saying, that the people must not only determine who rules them, but the parameter for governance. This is what constitute good governance. You must set out the parameter. And that's why PDP is also having this problem, because there was no common ideology, political philosophy, to govern this nation. Are they capitalist? Are they welfarist, government? Or is it socialist government? There is no proper definition. So it's all conglomeration of people that have no defined ideology. Right from 1999 to date, PDP has been in turmoil. Obasanjo and Atiku fought for 8 solid years. Atiku remains the most litigated politician in this country. If you look at Law Report, Nigerian Weekly Law Report, you see Atiku's name all over. In Court of Appeal.
And he's still very active.
He fought Obasanjo to stand still. And in all the cases he won. Now, after that era, this man came in, Yar'Adua. Yar'Adua and the present president, they were not in good terms. Obasanjo had a problem with the board of trustee chairman now, that's Zaneni. They were all fighting, before Yar'Adua died. And then this man, our own current president came in. There has been war in PDP. Now, how did that war start? When he was coming in, there was an internal arrangement, and I keep on saying it, I've said it on channel, I've said it on all the radio stations, that even